Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
SweatEquity podcast and streaming show, the #1 comedy/business podcast in the world.
Can I do that?
We never use that one.
Hey,
I miss Urkel.
I miss just the board in general.
Yeah, me too.
You know, sprinkle it in
Some
there.
people call me cool, Eric.
Pragmatic
Good board.
entrepreneurial advice with real raw dog talk.
What?
Hey, we got a new sponsor, Zupyak.
That's definitely how you say it.
Zupyak? I even emailed to ask him phonetically how to say it.
Oh, really?
Because I was like, because it's Zupyak. It's the first search optimized AI writer. I've been using it for the last few days, and it is legit. Do you hate those AI writers that, like Jasper, it's a little too confusing on the inbound when you start it?
Yeah, I guess. You're just talking about the prompts and things.
Yeah, this is a simplistic AI writer that is focused on SEO, and they're a fan of our show, and so they wanted to let our fans have a little hookup.
Win. Everybody wins.
If you go to Zupyak.com, enter the promo code SWEAT, you get something off. I didn't get how much
Didn't
off,
get that
but
far.
You're gonna get.
It's
But
going to be good, though.
the other thing about it, really inexpensive compared to Byword or Jasper or Certac or what.
You're just saying words.
I
You're
know,
not. That's
I know.
not real.
Go to Zupyak.com, Zupyak.com, and let's keep it short and sweet. Let's get this party started. Hotty toddy!
It's called SweatEquity.
Listening to the Sweat Equity Podcast.
We might have an unusual variable during this episode as my kids are outside the studio.
Yeah.
And,
Do you think he thought it was over?
no, he just
The first 90 seconds?
they just want to poke the bear a lot, and that's how it goes. Let me close this door here.
Would they react if I got mad at them? If I acted like I was angry? Hey!
Well, there is
Would that work?
There is a thing. Not
I couldn't do it to your kids, but
there is
curious.
there is a Korean teaching method, and not because my kids are half Korean. I heard this, I think, on Bert Kreischer's podcast, where
Good. This is where you should get your information.
but I've heard it since, and so what they do, the Korean parents, they will make you go. So your kids would come to my house, my kids would go to your house to get homework done after school.
Okay.
Because
It's easier to yell at other people's kids?
No, because they're not gonna respect the other parent, oddly, in a weird way, a lot more.
I don't know how I feel about that.
They're not gonna fight how about this? They're not gonna fight the other parent about doing homework.
I mean, in the beginning,
Right.
Kids get comfortable.
I think you do-si-do. I don't think you keep them forever.
I don't know. That's weird.
I think it's pretty smart.
I don't know, man. It's like now that's just that much less time you're spending with your own kids.
I really think about it a lot. Two countries,
They start to get jealous over each other.
other than America, gets probably the most output for the amount of people and land. I'd say Israel and South Korea.
What are you talking
And
about?
Japan.
Output.
And just as a country, they get the most they get the most shit done. They have like high GDP. They're just hardworking because everyone's tried to kill them.
Okay.
Through centuries, the last few centuries. So that makes a pressurized diamond kind of thing. I feel like I don't know.
I don't know either. It's a pretty broad statement.
Well,
What about their contribution to the arts?
Korean movies are insanely great.
You go with Korean movies.
Yeah, Old Boy.
I mean, America is, they're putting out the movies.
I said other than America. Our output is multiple X times the amount of population we have here.
Okay.
We have the highest GDP, and it's not fake like China's, where
Sure.
they're like, yeah, we're building all the time. Yeah,
Right.
No one lives in those buildings.
Yeah. They're falling down.
And we're kind of doing it at, half speed because half this country is on perks or obese and not.
Again, another broad statement.
What?
Half the country's on perks.
Well, and
obese.
Yeah, I put them in one group.
There is, well, I mean,
that would put us
there's
over
a lot
50%.
of obesity. Yes, the perks part, I think that's a high number.
That's a high number.
They're
Put them together.
But they're just the caboose on that train.
But yeah, for sure. Not the percentage is smaller compared to obesity, but wrecks you way harder.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes you.
They're not getting a lot done.
Just
usually.
not make you productive is my point.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. We
right.
get a lot of output for what we have here, right? I'm just saying Israel, South Korea, they're two small, tiny countries that do a lot of output. That was my whole thing.
We do a lot of output, okay? Stop asking me about it.
Get a lot of results,
I just don't know about the teaching the homework switch off do-si-do.
See, I immediately was like, that's a great idea. I'll never do it, but it's a great idea.
Yeah, good luck finding American parents who agree to it.
Oh, I can find some Asian parents for sure.
That's cheating. That's cheating, obviously.
No, I'm in. I get in through the back door because I'm the mutt white dad.
Yeah.
That has the half Korean kid, so I get to get in. I get in the club.
Okay, I trust you.
And then then they kind of think of me in a similar way, but different opinions of me. Like if I the last big black friend barbecue I went to, I was the token white guy, and best you're gonna get is you stupid,
right?
You're trying to be funny,
yeah.
And then the Asian American parents, you might get a little. You're kind of funny. No, I was not even going geisha style, but like they might give you a little bit,
Oh yeah, I mean.
They're like old cowboys in that way. Look, I'm firing hot, man. I was in the car with the kids for an hour and a half.
Right.
And
none of this rhetoric landed with them.
My daughter was telling me jokes, knock street jokes, stuff like that. But
knock
I couldn't even correct. I tried to correct them, and I couldn't even fit. I was like, we both messed these up. So if we're anything for this episode. Resourceful.
Uh-huh.
I've always said I wanted to be the Susie Orman of digital, and be very.
It looks like you got a big long list.
I got a list. I'm going to reel it off, and you're going to laugh because I'm going to butcher a lot of this stuff. I'm glad you read these things that I'm dropping in here,
bro. Shut up.
It's like 5 links. So in a fractional CMO group, Slack group I'm in, a guy dropped a list of bookmarks for people looking for jobs. I thought it was really nice of them to do. So I took it, copied and pasted it, put it on my blog.
Yeah. Yes.
I get that SEO. Yeah, dog.
Yeah, why not? Ain't no rules.
But I thought, this would be good to reel off on the show because if anybody's listening, trying to get their hustle on, or they're unemployed, or rudderless,
business stuff.
This is a really good list that I didn't know most of these. So they're broken down into little categories, but these are job boards you don't know about. You probably don't know about.
All right, category number 1.
Project and contract work, Bolster, Brain Trust, Business Talent Group, Catalant, Corn Ferry.
Okay, yeah, that's
with a K.
Give it a space in between. I didn't even know you started the list.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to give the URLs out. I'm trying to do this fast, so. And I'll put the link in this episode description.
Okay.
So Corn Ferry with a K. Side
Is it?
Yeah.
You didn't say that. See, I'm glad I slowed you down.
You were talking over me.
Oh.
You were telling me to slow down. Take a pause. I'm trying to do this for the clips, man. I can just ding 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 because it's all about clips now.
Okay.
Side Hustle Stack, Veritux, Workable. Those are all the project and contract work. These are fractional boards and agencies. Fractional boards and agencies. Bolster, Continuum, Fractionally, Gig X, Hire, CMO, Mallory Industries, and Marketing, ampersand Marketing, Paladin Impact, Passion Fruit, Publicis, Shiny, Tech, CXO, V, Chief.
Good.
All right. Again, if you're rudderless, you're trying to find a gig.
Yeah.
You're trying, or maybe a part-time. you know what a lot of people are doing? They're doubling up now. They're doing 2 full-time remote jobs because a lot of jobs don't need.
To.
Well, a lot of full-time jobs, they'll make you be there, and they'll do the tracking on the laptops and stuff,
Right.
or whatever horrible mechanism instead of actually managing people.
Yeah. We're watching you. Everything you do, you better be working all the time.
Wasn't that cool when we found out?
That was cool.
That ours were tracked.
Yeah.
And never told us.
Never told us.
Or never signed anything that had anything about that.
Nothing on
neat.
paper.
I found out when we got fired.
I brought it up when I got fired.
How'd that go?
Not well. Came across combative, I guess.
I'm sure it became defensive to combative pretty quickly.
That word was thrown
around. This next group, if you
I did finger gun. I didn't mean finger gun. Jeez, whatever.
If you're better in the startup focus area, Adelph, Inact Ventures, Otta, OTTA, Sequoia, Startup Jobs, Wealth Found, Union Square, Venture Loop, Y Combinator Jobs. If you really like startup gigs, those are your job boards. Look, I like startups.
It's a young man's game.
I like them in theory now, but I'm at the old man point where I'd rather take one that is like year 3 and build it up. Unless they have seed money, I don't want to mess with any startups. But good experience in my 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
More traditional job boards. AMA Job Board, Best Writing, Built-in NYC, Creatively, the job platform for creatives, Forbes Jobs, Hired Guns, Inkwell, Jobs in Ad Tech, Korn Ferry, again, with a K, Marketer Hire, Marketer On Demand, Simply Hired, The Second Shift, female focused, We Are Rosie. That's for Rosie O'Donnell fans.
Okay.
By the way, have you seen the picture of Rosie O'Donnell with
No, is she hot now?
Kathy Griffin? Oh my God, dude! It's all over Twitter or X or whatever. But I didn't know who it was. Everybody's passed around this one picture with Kathy Griffin. I was like, who is this guy? You might have to look it up while I'm reeling off these because it is. I'm surprised you haven't seen it. No. I've seen it like 400 times in my feeds. The next, for recruiters, if you want to have a recruiter, find you a gig, e-commerce jobs, Heidrich in Struggles, Mark Goldberg on LinkedIn, and Wiser Partners. It's like that one, but worse.
Worse?
Yeah. We go to Twitter.
I don't think I want to.
No, I think you want to.
I don't think I do.
It just looks like that one.
Okay.
Like the cover art for her episode on when Kathy Griffin was on. Like I was
Remember how she used to pretend to love Tom Cruise, be in love with Tom Cruise?
Yeah, and apparently she's worse than Ellen times David Letterman as far as being an asshole on set.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Expert Networks, Alpha Sense, Alpha Sites, Athenium, Cap Vision, Clarity.
Cat Vision? These are real?
Cap Vision.
Oh, I said Cat Vision.
Clarity, CleverX, Deep Bench, Dialecta, Expert Wire, GLG, Guidepoint, Enlightened with an I, that's for healthcare, Magellan, Maven, Measure Match, Newton X, Tegas, Third Bridge, Coleman Research Group, and Zentro. Those are like paid research things. I've sent you a couple of those. I've forwarded you a couple of those paid research deals.
Definitely saw those.
Look, I did them when I was broke. I was like, I'm not better than $100 for a video interview for 15 minutes. Huh? That's how I kind of put it. But in a freelance recruiter draft board, I'll put the link to my website that has all this.
Yes, you need to, for sure.
But I don't know.
There's a lot going on.
It's a lot of stuff, but I figure maybe I can make a super cut of it, post it, and then we look like we did something in this episode.
You don't need, if you just, super cut is almost not necessary. You read them so fast.
Yeah, but it's fun because I figured out with the video editing software I have that it can auto cut silences out, thus making super cut.
Okay.
Like when I had you reading that handwritten letter from Mike Rainey,
right?
The author of On Perks.
Yeah.
I was just saying you can auto make it just cut for you.
That's pretty dope.
Right.
That's awesome.
Because the last thing I want to do with video editing, it takes a lot of time.
Yeah. To do it good.
Yeah, for us, for the show, if I can find...
This is what you get. You get 1 and 2, and that's it.
Yeah, if I can find a funny part, Any, what's going on in your world?
You know what's going on. Just, pee.
You sound like you've been sleeping for four years.
I am tired. Oh, man.
What's happened to your not getting up at 4:30 anymore? 4?
Well, I just don't need to.
You never needed to.
Well, yeah, I did. I mean, realistically, I used to have, if I wanted to actually, exercise consistently and, have a daily procedure about it, I'd have to get up that early, but no, I don't have to. One thing, work starts later, and I'm getting my exercise in all day.
Okay.
So it's it's weird. It's weird. I have a guilt kind of about it, waking up later.
For the uninitiated, you're Coach Red over at a school.
Yes. Let's leave it at that.
That's part of your rehab, life rehab.
Voluntary.
Uh-huh.
But
No,
yeah, I mean, it's fun though.
I think it's a good move for you to be doing that. As much as I want you more involved in the agency life, I think the structure, getting out of drama, is always good.
Yeah. Well, for sure. Little dramas, right now.
Oh.
But
You know what? Tease.
No, I'm just talking about the kids. That's
Okay.
it. That's nothing crazy.
Hey, man, this is work-life balance, too. We're not all business.
I'm just trying to get my teaching where it's I'm not exhausted every day, where I just kind of get into that groove where I'm not, come home and I still have a little energy left.
For your kids, when you have them.
Right.
Yeah, I feel that. I really have to, remind myself on the daily, be present.
Yeah.
Don't zone out. But, I've got I don't know how you have it, but I've got, a nightly routine of, basically 10 things I got to do every night.
Really?
And I run down this list. Yes, my son.
Here we go. Trips in the house. He
No.
wants the door open a little.
It's like we're dating in middle school.
Yeah.
And he's our dad.
Let me see your hands.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, my kids want to come in and get on the mics and then I go, what do you got to say? And they're like,
Nothing.
hi, baby.
We
Turn into Adam Sandler gibberish.
Yeah. Oh, man. I wish I had more to talk about. It's stuff that happens. I can't get into all that.
Well, I saw one of these news articles I saw that I dropped in our Slack that you didn't maybe even look at the headline.
What? Which one?
First private U.S. passenger rail line in 100 years.
Okay.
Miami to Orlando. That's crazy.
Yes.
I didn't know Amtrak was subsidized.
Oh, for sure. You think that thing makes money?
I don't know. I thought maybe they made it in commercial, industrial kind of shipping logistics.
I actually saw that separately from you. Did you see what has happened since then with those things?
No.
That one is already. Is it the
It's Orlando to Miami, which
what's
is
the
bullshit.
name of the company? It has a clear track or something like that.
Brightline.
Brightline. The one of the trains is, hey man. I just said that because
daughter, what do you need?
It's a morbid story.
All right, get out of here. Okay, dude.
One of the trains has already hit and killed somebody.
Well, what did that person do to the train?
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm asking.
What? How did that happen?
Dude, I don't know. Because is it automated in some sort of way or something? I feel like that was part of it.
I thought it was just a high-speed bullet train like they have in Japan.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's very suspect. It's so crazy. I'm on conspiracy tip now, where it's how does that shit happen?
Well, my biggest thing was when I part of the reason I left L.A. over 10 years ago was because the traffic was so bad. They kept promising a fucking speed bullet train, either from L.A. to Vegas or L.A. to San Francisco, except they haven't even done shit yet, and they've spent like billions of dollars.
Dude, yeah.
How does this happen?
It's just, I mean, it's the automobile industry shuts it down every time. It sucks. But it's like, dude, if there was a subway in Tampa, I would use this shit out of a train and say, like, New York subway's awesome.
And the reason Tampa's messed up is because the mafia used to make crazy bids and own the bidding on all the road construction in like 50s, 60s, 70s when all the infrastructure was laid out.
Yeah.
That's why the whole city's like scattered out.
Yeah.
Because they're like, apparently the rumor was they would have, like, if there was 3 bids every time, something was going up, a contract was going up, the mafia here would have 2 of the 3 do really high, grossly high bids. Mm-hmm. And then the third bid would just be egregiously high, but not as high as the other 2.
Yeah.
And then they'd do 3-card Monty and just kind of flip them around. And so not only, it's like, that's how that worked.
Either way, I mean, even if they had just, if I had to drive to a train station that would take me to Orlando, dude, that would be huge.
There is a train station that goes to Orlando.
But not realistically, you know what I'm saying? Like something that's like, Amtrak doesn't go to Orlando?
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. You have to go to Orlando to get on Amtrak.
No, there's a station in downtown. I used to live next door to it.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Google it right now.
Okay.
What?
I remember having to drive my grandpa to Orlando to get on the Amtrak car train. Was it maybe not that?
maybe that was a different memory.
No,
or maybe
I'm definitely remembering.
Or maybe he smoked you on that deal.
No, we made sure he got on there.
Well, my thing was always like, even if automobile makers really suppress it.
No shit.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
No, because it takes forever too. That's the other part. You have to have a ride in Orlando because Orlando has the same problem. There's no bus. I mean, there's a bus, but there's bus system here, but it sucks.
Yeah, buses in general, it's not helping anything.
Well, like when I lived in LA, I would take the bus because I lived in West LA and go to Santa Monica, which isn't very far. I didn't want to ride a bike because you'd show up to work sweaty as shit. But it was like, it was better than paying for parking, you know?
I mean, is there marketing that bad that I had no idea?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Look how the map is all over the U.S. So you could take it all the way across the whole country. You could go on the outline outside of the country.
Well, I mean, there's, about 7 routes across the country.
I'm just saying.
Not a lot of options.
It's way more vascular of a map than you would think.
It's real veiny.
Yeah.
How fun.
But a bullet train, but it's slow. That's
right.
And like, maybe it's because I just watched the movie Bullet Train or whatever.
What movie, Bullet Train?
That action movie with Brad Pitt and is that what one's called? It's pretty good. It's
what is it? What is it about? Remind me. I feel like I started watching it.
It's a little bit of a clever, silly,
like
at
heisty.
Times. Yeah.
Is there a heist going on?
Yeah, but it's all a good cast and it's all contained in the train.
Right. I do like me a good contained environment for a movie.
Well, I mean, it's not Under Siege 2, but it's pretty good.
That. Come on.
But I mean, like it was really well done. I want to say the guy who did it, the director directed Deadpool, one of the two.
Word.
So it's got that kind of like really good action, some witty lines, good cast.
Look, I can show the Amtrak train thing. I'm pressing the wrong button.
We can now show stuff on the
No,
screen?
we could always do it. I just never think to do it. Half the time, the damn thing don't even work.
I'm going to get some silly videos.
Good. Of what?
Well, there's the motivational speaker, Dan Pena. You ever heard of him?
No.
He yells at people pay a lot of money to go to this castle he owns, and he just yells at them. He goes, "You're stupid and ugly," stuff like that. He's like, he basically does tough love kind of motivational speaking to entrepreneurs. That like one I picked up that I really remembered from like 5-6 years ago. I think I heard it on your mom's house originally. Because he's that like cutting. It's like
I probably actually.
It's like
I think I remember
college football coach style.
Yeah.
It's like Nick Saban. If he was some business motivational speaker, but it was like you can't you want to do all these things for other people. You can't do it without money. And he basically drives that point home. He's like, you can't do shit if you're broke. You can try and volunteer your time, but you're not going to get to where you want to be.
Right.
You're just going to stress yourself out, kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
But he does it in such an old, crusty man way. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it justice. But I can bring up some of his clips next time.
Yeah. Let's save it.
Well, there's
Save it.
one big thing that's going on is there's two things with tech and the government right now. One is a lot of AI talk, a lot of tech titans of industry in the tech industry. They're going to Congress to talk about AI and how it can get out of hand.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of a nothing burger because nothing's really going to happen other than informing politicians what's
Right.
about to happen.
A new talking point.
And they're not going to get it. The other part is by a client today about the antitrust case going on with Google and their advertising. Because they're in an antitrust case, because they monopolized. And I was like, well, it really breaks down to they own the search.
Yeah.
They own
But I mean, didn't they already do that like 5 years ago with the search? How was that not included?
Well, ads, now they put the ads element into it. Here's the problem. They may have had to use the ads as a driver this time because they failed the last time to really do anything.
Uh-huh.
And I said, I replied back and I was just saying, like, while I don't like it, it's a necessary evil for a lot of service businesses that are hyper local. You're going to have to use Google Ads.
Yeah.
Now, whether they inflate, because part of it is they juke a lot of cash in there.
Yeah.
They'll increase bids apparently like artificially whenever they want.
I mean, of course.
Like
it's all their money that they're playing with there. It's
and
like,
they can say it's part of the auction.
yeah.
And the whole argument was
It's a smart bid.
Right.
Trust us. That's the new smart AI tool we have for doing your own shit.
dude, this is why we're brothers from another mother. Because that's where I was thinking. Because as an ads dork, back in the day, when you did campaigns, you can still do your own bidding manually. However, there is an algorithm forced upon you now, and
Yeah.
it's been like that the last couple of years.
yeah.
There's no way around it. Even the ad copy you do for a search ad has to be responsive to the keyword or dynamic to the thing you're promoting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So you can't even do your own kind of fun
right
headlines.
Yeah, you can't they pretty much they give you like Mad Libs of what your ads can be. In the end, really, it's like, or if your ad gets pulled for using it, they don't tell you. It's like you got to investigate and then do your own research, or try to make a Google Ads.
I have to appeal all the time. I have to check this account like twice a day, in the morning and the evening, which sucks. But we're really trying to build a machine now that is easy to manage later. Is kind of the deal we made. And I replied back. I was like, idealistically, yeah, and like kind of against big establishment like that. We've been talking about it on this show for at least 4 years. Like, Google is a monopoly for search, which is also PPC search, right? Not social media ads. Some people confuse that.
Yeah.
I call those social media ads. Those are technically
Paid social.
Yeah, it's or paid media, but some people think that's PPC. I'm talking about, the 1-2 punch. Right when you search for something, there's two ads before you hit something. And if you're low tech or my parents' age, you don't know those are ads. And if you're not paying attention, like I'm on a gummy, I'll hit an ad on accident, thinking it's the first result. Now, idealistically, optimistically, hopes that Bing. Because Microsoft's got so much invested in ChatGPT, that might be the Pepsi to their Coke, but I don't think it's going to happen very soon.
I don't see it.
Well,
I don't see myself going on to Bing.
Yeah, but if you use
let me Bing it real quick.
But if you use ChatGPT, and Bing's also a tip I heard was like if you're really looking for a video that you can't find that is on the internet, Bing's way better to do that.
Huh.
You know, when someone's like, have you seen this video? And it's like taken down on YouTube.
Yeah.
Also, YouTube demonetizing a lot of things just by bot sweeping. I hear comedians bitching about this all the time.
Yeah.
Because
what are you going to do about it?
Hey, you can't demonetize us because we're not monetized. We're not big enough.
In your face, YouTube.
But yeah, it's one of those things where no monopoly can really stay a monopoly for too long, especially in tech, I feel like, because, and especially one that has a personal relationship with a lot of people individually.
I mean, how do they even do it? How do they even break it up?
Well, that's part of the reason they made Alphabet too, was make that holdings company in between it, and now they have the conglomerate view.
Right, there's
So
still competition.
They're technically broken up.
Yeah, but it's not.
No, they
competition.
got ahead of it. That's what I'm saying. They legally got ahead of it.
Yeah.
Which is gross. So,
not a lot to look forward to, guys, on the search.
Hey, but if you need a job, we just hooked you up.
Yeah, hope you were paying attention.
Is this podcast, do we charge for this? No, it's free.
Right, so quit complaining. I hear you.
And we're good. I think we're
Are
good.
you good? I was only 2 visits from the kids. I almost feel
no.
like we should just keep going until they come back.
I'm tapped out.
Okay. He's done.
You brought a lot.
Okay. That's true. I just made faces in the camera. You'll see.
Mm-hmm.